Have you ever wondered what actually makes a singer sound good? What actually makes them sound like, wow, this person is such a good singer? If you're curious about this, check out this full episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Singing Simply Show. My name is Ivan, and on this show, we aim to demystify singing and make it as simple and as accessible for you as possible. Because I know learning, especially when you're first starting, it can be quite confusing and quite challenging. And if you're checking out this episode for the first time, welcome to the family. Check out some of the other episodes as well. There's tons and tons of resources on this show. And if you're warm and if you're coming back, welcome back to you. It's great to have you here again. Today's topic actually stemmed from a lesson that I had with my coach a while back. And here was the thing. So I've been working on my voice for some time. And I still remember there was this point where I was able to hit the high notes. I was hitting the high notes. I was, able to kind of work through my range and all that kind of thing, right? But I noticed I just didn't sound good. I wasn't sounding that good. I really didn't sound, like a singer. I could hit the notes, but something felt like it was missing. And some of you might be in this boat at the moment, right? Some of you might be in this boat at the moment, right? And so I went to my teacher. Reached out to my teacher, and I was like, hey, and I asked him this question: What exactly makes someone sound good, right? Because I can hit these notes, but I just don't sound good, right? What makes a singer sound good? And we had this really, really awesome discussion, and it ended up boiling down to this very, very simple idea. And you might be wondering, oh, Ivan, no way, just a simple idea. Yes way. And so if you are wanting to sound good, if you want to sound good, because let's face the reality, we all want to learn how to sing here, of course, but it's because you want to sound good, right? You want to sound good. You want to be able to deliver music and performances that, make people think you're a good singer. And so we boiled things down to this very, very simple idea, which is a good singer or a great singer or a professional singer is someone who can deliver and elicit an emotional response from their audience, which means you got to get your audience to feel something. They have to feel something. Because you can be the most technical singer in the world, which I was. I'm probably not the most in the world, but I was very technical as a singer, but I couldn't get an emotional response for my audience. And what that actually meant was, and this might be triggering to some of us, I was not really that great of a singer at all then. In fact, I was probably more of a robot. Because isn't it true? There are those singers who are they execute everything so perfect, right? But it's so dull at the same time. It's so almost emotionless. It almost feels a bit robotic. Do we enjoy listening to those singers? Or, would you prefer to listen to someone who is maybe, not perfect in technical sense, but they're raw, they're genuine, they really deliver the emotion, and they make you feel something? Who would you like to listen to? Who would you like to listen to? So this is a very, very important idea, right? And we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down a bit more because, now that we know that this big overarching goal is how do we deliver and how do we get an emotional response from our audience, right? Now the question becomes how? How do we do it? We know what, right? We know what, but how do we get there, right? And how do we get there is this. For us as singers, especially if we want to deliver an emotional response from our audience, we need to develop color, or we need to develop more range of motion. And what this means is, how do we explore so many colors of our voice? The breathy sounds, the strong sounds, the high notes, the low notes, the medium notes, the notes that aren't so intense. How do we explore all these different colors and apply this to our music to give our audience an emotional journey? Now, if this sounds a bit confusing, that's okay. Think of it like this, right? Imagine if you had a painter who loves painting art, and they've got their palette, right? The palette where they keep all their colors and the paint. Imagine if you only gave the artist the color red, and you're like, hey, paint something for me. There's only so much that they can paint. Maybe they can do like a little stick man or something. That's kind of my level of drawing. But there's only so much you can do with the color red. But then if you add, blue, green, yellow, orange, when you start adding all of these, artists or your painter all of a sudden has options. He has options to choose, right? And this is where the money is at. I'm telling you, right? When you can start to understand that singing is all about building and exploring new colors in your voice, this was a game changer for me, because all of a sudden, rather than just focusing on the high notes, or rather than just focusing on, making my voice as easy as possible, which is important, I started to explore, different colors in my voice, and apply them to my singing. And this allowed me to sound much more authentic, much more real. Because when I felt like I wanted to go breathy, when I feel like I want to go more strong, when I feel like I want to go higher, like all of a sudden I could execute all of those colors, right? And deliver a performance that I really wanted to deliver. And so you might be wondering, Ivan, oh my gosh, yes, I totally get it. I agree with you. It's all about delivering an emotional response. And to get there, you need some colors in your voice. What do I actually do though? Yeah, what do I actually need to tangibly do? So here are some little exercises or some activities for you to try, right? To try and work through these things out. So the first step is I want you to choose a song that's very, very simple and easy for you. Very simple and easy for you. And I want you to sing it again, or sing it a few times, in fact, actually, with the intention of exploring all these different colors of your voice. Right? Maybe try singing strong. Maybe try singing it light. Maybe try singing it breathy. Try singing it a bit higher. Change the notes around. Try to explore these different colors of your voice and different range of motions of your voice. And I promise you, it's not all going to sound pretty. Some of them might actually sound worse. But that's okay. You're just exploring, you're just experimenting, right? Once you can do that, start to, refine it. What actually sounds good? What if I started off strong and that went a bit breathy at the end? Cool. See how that sounds. This is how you refine your taste. This is how you build your artistry. This is how you find who you are as a singer. That's one. So exercise number one is just sing some songs with the intention of just exploring all these different colors. Go crazy, be exaggerated. Almost think of yourself as being a bit of a clown. You're exploring all these very exaggerated motions and sounds. Apply that to your singing, because you can always tweak that. Now, the second one is also then journal down. What are some sounds that I can't do? What are some sounds that I can't do? Right? These are going to be the stuff you want to work through with your exercises, work through with your routine, work through with your practice. Are you struggling to hit the high notes? Great. Okay, fine. Let's find some exercise to help you build that. Let's work on the foundations maybe a bit more. Or maybe you're struggling to sing quiet. Great. Okay, here are some exercises to do this. Or maybe you're struggling to do your runs. Okay, fine. Here's some exercise to do that. And so then this becomes a really, really powerful tool, because if you're doing exercises that are helping you build more color, right, which then allows you to sing and use those colors when you're exploring, which then allows you to refine your colors, right, until you choose what sounds good and you kind of get a good feel. This process of looping again and again and again, this is one of the fastest ways to make you a good singer. And notice there's actually three elements of it. There is the, working, the exercise, building your voice. There's also the, exploring it in a song. There's also then applying it and just really refining your taste. There's actually these three steps, right? Notice how I didn't say it's just about exercises. Notice how I didn't say it was just about exploring songs. Notice I said it wasn't just about, refining your taste. But it's this actual process and this constant reiteration that allows you to get there. But I promise you, when you can think of it as these three very, very simple steps, all of a sudden you're going to start seeing results faster, because you're actually getting and improving your voice on all levels. And so team, this wraps up today's episode. And if you have any questions, right, I'm going to drop a link below in the description. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or email if you have any questions, or if you just want to say hi. I do post more kind of content on Instagram and my other social media as well. And so connect with me there. I would love to say hi to you and just get to know you all a bit more over Instagram as well. So Apart from that, team, remember you are not your limitations. And I hope today's episode has served you. I'll see you for our next episode. Take care.